Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chiefland Cables. Today I want to tell you a different story. A story of hope, a story of inspiration, a story of success. Sometimes in our lives, we go through a lot. Sometimes we encounter obstacles, obstructions, great challenges, as huge as big mountains. But at the end of the day, we should always know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. In the heart of Poland, there was a young girl who came from Zimbabwe to conduct her studies. Can you imagine? Before she could do anything, she had to learn a new language, and Polish is one of the, I can say, Polska is one of the most difficult languages on this planet. I once tried myself to learn this language, but I could not manage even a single word. I can't even remember any word I learned from this language because of its high level of complexity. But Rachel never looked at that. She just took the challenge. No matter how hard was it, she proceeded to study the language. Learning a new language in a foreign land, she had never heard of it before. She was barely starting everything from scratch. She had never spoken of it before, but she persisted. That was the first step. That was a great step in her life. Learning a new language in a foreign land, but she managed to pull over. All the university lectures were much conducted in the Polska language, and of course English there and there. So it was a medium of communication. She had to adopt this medium of communication with consistency, persistence, prayer. She gathered enough courage to start this language. She learned thousands of Polska words and phrases in a short period of time. Afterwards, she started doing her undergrad degree program. The conditions were really tough for this girl, I can say, but she never gave up. She just kept on going. The environment by itself was totally different from the Zimbabwean climate. In Zimbabwe, we experience a lot of sunshine. It is not that cold, but Poland is a freezing region. This is a land of snow and ice caps. It became a norm for Rachel to see snow everywhere, every day, every hour. As a newbie to this harsh environment, she would say, "Hey, how am I going to survive?" Every day she woke up in the morning, she would see snow everywhere. That was a different phenomenon. She wasn't used to this. Despite of these conditions, she had to attend lectures every day. Attending school was an essential prerequisite. It was a hard experience for her, but she never gave up. No matter how cold was it, no matter how cold was the region, she would wake up at 6 a.m. and would rush to school. The schedule was too tight. She would leave school at 6 p.m. Her daily schedule was 6 to 6, as we say it in Zimbabwe. After her return from school, she would do some homework like cooking and maintaining order in the house. After having supper, she would do her assignments, dozens of assignments. The nature of her program was demanding. 3 to 4 times a week, she would submit something. Sometimes after submitting her assignments online, she would read a lot. She was an eager learner. She was eager to learn new things. She was passionate with her career. She loved what she was doing and studying. She would read possibly for 3 to 4 hours. She would sleep at midnight or late. After reading, she would chat with friends for 30 minutes, then sleep. Her daily schedule was fully packed, and that became a norm. But imagine, she never gave up. She never looked or turned aside. That was a pretty amazing experience. One day early in the morning, I was surprised to see her in the graduation regalia. No matter how tough the journey was, I said like, wow, we have made it to this end. She finally got it right. She finally made it. She reached the final destination. The graduation day was marked with emotional atmosphere. She was very emotional. She almost cried on the graduation day because she remembered the pains she endured for her to accomplish this degree. Upon hearing her name being called, she felt as if she had wings to fly. She don't even know how she got to the stage. Seeing her mom and dad seated in the front row made her drop some tears. But at the same time, she felt some joy and pride. This is an exciting story, right? Can you imagine? A Zimbabwean girl, she studies a new language, she adopts a new environment, a better environment. If she was someone, she would have turned back home saying, I can't cope with this environment. But she never did that. She kept on studying and studying. The story is meant to inspire someone. This is not a fairy tale, but it's just a real story. You can learn something from Rachel's experience. Imagine her schedule. Imagine the coldness. If it was me, I think I would never have accomplished this program. I was going to come back to Zimbabwe and say, no. I can't manage the coldness. I can't manage this frost, this language. But she never did that. She just said, I have to accomplish this. She was a prayerful girl. She would go to church on Sundays. She would do her work over the weekend. So for every girl listening to this, for everyone listening to this, or reading this story, I just want to say, you have to be persistent, like what Rachel did. Sometimes you may encounter hardships in your studies. You may encounter difficulties. You may come across the most worst, the most painful moments in your studies or in your career. But you don't have to give up. Just know you can be, you can go beyond, and you can do more than. Rachel's story is one of the stories ever spoken, ever read, ever written. So I decided to write it so that you wanna listen, so that you wanna hear it out, you wanna get inspired. Thank you for listening. This was Chiefland Cables. I was doing the story cover. I'm really proud to say much about this story. I feel like constantly repeating this story because of its magnitude and impact. It also impacted on me. I was like inspired. I was inspired. That's why I decided to share it with you friends. Thank you so much. See you